Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Drew and Christina are on everyone's minds today in Port Charles. If you missed General Hospital, here's a recap. Ava Jerome, Maura West walks into Rick Lansing's Rickhurst hospital room looking like $1 million, having been on a shopping spree. She bought Rick a watch that he can't accept. He says that everything needs to go back. He reminds her that after months of struggling, if she walks around flashing cash, she will look suspicious. She needs to fly under the radar if she doesn't want to get caught. Ava hates it, but agrees that he is right. She then tells him that money is a turn-on and crawls into his hospital bed with him. Diane Miller, Carolyn Hennessy, still wants Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grant, to agree to have Christina Corinthos, Kate Mansi, court committed. Alexis tells her about their girls' night and how wonderful it was. Diane suggests still having Christina committed, but while trying to keep Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Baganos, in the dark about the accident. Alexis knows that Molly wouldn't stop digging for the truth until she found it, so that wouldn't work. Diane also reminds her that Rick is on the other end of the accident that Christina caused, and the truth is going to come out. Alexis is confident that she can handle Rick and tells Dee to shred the commitment papers. Instead, she puts them in a folder. Alexis then goes to visit Rick to feel out the situation. He calls her out on acting so nervous and tells her that he is remembering things. He remembers her lunatic daughter trying to kill Ava but almost getting him and Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst, instead. She tries to disrespect him, but doesn't get too far because Rick is more than willing to turn Christina in. He thinks removing Christina from Molly's life is the best gift he could give her. Alexis begs Rick not to tell Molly about Christina. Rick is enjoying watching the usually super moral Alexis have to embezzle money from a child just to keep her daughter out of jail. Christina shows up at Elizabeth's house, and Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, answers the door. She says that the guilt of causing the accident is eating her alive. She's having nightmares, and then she wakes and realizes that this is her real life. Christina says that the only way that she can free herself is to confess. Lucky says that he can't tell her what to do, but the question is what a confession will cost her. He tells her to make amends in any way that she can. Lucky tells Christina to stop letting her emotions control her and to let her vendetta against Ava go. She decides not to confess and just suffer in silence rather than causing her family hurt by telling them the truth. Curtis Ashford, Donald Turner, meets with Trina Robinson, Tayyana Ali, to discuss Kai Taylor's, Jens Austin Astrup, upcoming surgery. Trina and Curtis both think that the surgery is a huge mistake, but Kai believes it is worth the risk. Trina isn't sure that she can fully support him when the surgery may paralyze him. Kai tells Drew Cameron Matheson that he has decided to have the surgery. He is thrilled because Drew is giving him hope that he will play football again. Drew suggests that he should document his surgery journey, and Kai says that if Drew thinks that it's a good idea, he is in. Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, receives paperwork that Dr. Mohender, Kai's soon-to-be surgeon, will be visiting GH next week to perform the risky surgery. She goes to confront Drew about talking Kai into an iffy surgery. She asks him how he will feel if Kai ends up in a wheelchair. Drew believes that nothing will go wrong, and then threatens to expose Portia's secrets. Curtis knocks on Drew's door and asks Portia why she is there. The three of them then discuss Kai's surgery. Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watrous barges into Carly Spencer's, Laura Wright kitchen and says that Drew is house shopping in DC and that they need to break up. Drew and Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, fast. Carly accuses Nina of not backing her up when she laid into Willow in an attempt to get through to her. Nina reminds Carly that if she is too obvious with Willow, then she risks her pulling away completely and only listening to Drew. Nina also says that bringing up Nell again is off limits, and Carly agrees. Carly also says that she is going to get her grandkids, and she is done waiting. Nina convinces Carly that they want the same things, or seems to, but Carly still calls Diane after Nina leaves. Carly discusses the possibility of a custody battle and wants a court date on the calendar now that no one else knows about but her and Michael Corinthos. Willow texts Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, and asks him to meet her. She begs him to help her keep her kids. She wants Jason to talk to Carly, and he refuses. He tells Willow that she is her own last chance at getting herself out of the situation that she has created. He tells her everyone's opinion is just noise. Only she, Michael, and their kids matter. Jason suggests that Willow go to Germany to see Michael face to face. He reminds her that she and Michael are in this situation because they stopped communicating, and Willow agrees. It looks like she is going to visit Michael. Port Charles has never been a quiet town, but today its halls echoed with emotional revelations, bitter regrets, and the cautious steps of healing hearts. On this April 22nd episode of General Hospital, long-standing tensions boil over and quiet resolve grows louder. Let's dive in. The end of a fragile peace. At the courthouse, tension hung in the air like fog rolling in from the harbor. Rick Lansing paced the corridor with clipped steps, jaw tight, eyes stormy. Inside the chamber, Alexis Davis stood at the center of a storm neither of them thought they'd revisit. Their truce, uneasy and held together by fragile threads of co-parenting civility and mutual legal convenience, was unraveling. It began with a whispered accusation, Rick believing Alexis had interfered in a motion he filed regarding custody boundaries for Molly. Alexis denied it with her usual cool intellect, but Rick didn't come for a debate. He came for a war. You think you're the only one who gets to protect Molly? Rick's voice rose as he stepped closer. You've been manipulating the system for years. I finally pushed back, and suddenly I'm the bad guy. Alexis raised her chin, cool steel in her gaze. Don't pretend this is about Molly. You're still trying to win a fight from 15 years ago. The truce was dead. Any illusion of peace dissolved in that corridor, not with a bang, but with a sharply spoken threat about upcoming custody modifications. Molly, who'd arrived just in time to hear the end of the exchange, stood frozen at the threshold, disappointment flickering in her eyes. Her words were soft but cutting. I thought you two were past this. No one answered her. Willow's quiet resolve. Over at the Quartermain mansion, the morning sun filtered through gauzy curtains, casting golden light across the drawing room where Willow sat, clutching a letter. Her fingers trembled, though her breath remained steady. This wasn't weakness. It was anticipation. Courage. The letter was from Michael. Not a romantic plea, not a confrontation, just a quiet summary of how things had been. Wiley's latest drawing. Donna's school recital. He had said, "You're always welcome," and for the first time since their painful split, Willow believed he meant it. She tucked the letter away and stood up, smoothing her cardigan as if donning armor. I think I'm ready, she whispered to herself. Later, at the hospital, she confided in Elizabeth, who offered a knowing nod and warm encouragement. You've always had a big heart, Willow. And big hearts break hard, but they heal harder. Willow smiled, tears glistening but unshed. I just want to see Wiley. And maybe, talk to Michael. Just talk. Elizabeth gently squeezed her hand. That's a start. Brooklyn's dilemma. Elsewhere at Deception, Brooklyn Quartermain found herself stuck between family loyalty and professional fallout. Since Maxie's sudden decision to step back from the company for a few weeks, for self-care, that everyone quietly suspected was really about Spinelli drama, the weight of the brand fell squarely on Brooklyn's shoulders. Sasha was trying to help, of course. But after everything she'd been through, the cameras still made her flinch sometimes. Lucy was AWOL in Florida chasing a new, influencer retreat investment opportunity. And Blaze was too distracted by Christina's emotional roller coaster to focus on anything remotely business-related. Brooklyn sat at her desk, head in her hands, wondering if her engagement to Chase could survive another round of all-consuming work drama. He deserved more than texts at midnight and missed dinner dates. Her phone buzzed. Another client meltdown. She groaned. At this rate, I'll be planning a wedding in the Deception break room. Nina's cold comfort. At Crimson, Nina Reeves sipped her espresso and stared out the window at the skyline she'd once thought she'd rule. The magazine was on autopilot, her staff wary, her relationships cracked like a porcelain vase poorly glued back together. She missed Willow, more than she cared to admit. But there was no apology good enough to undo the damage, not yet. Maybe not ever. Valentine stopped by, ostensibly to discuss a photo shoot for ELQ's corporate brochure, but really just to check on her. She kept the conversation clipped, professional. He studied her carefully. You're freezing people out again, Nina. She laughed once, bitterly. Better to be cold than crushed. Valentine tilted his head. There's a difference between protecting yourself and burying yourself. Don't mistake one for the other. But Nina didn't respond. She simply turned away, staring once more at the horizon, as if daring the sun to thaw her first. Anna and Jason, shadows of the past. Down by the Metro Court, Anna Devane met Jason Morgan on the rooftop bar. It was unplanned, he'd been following up with Brick, and she was just passing through, but they stood face to face, two figures wrapped in shadows of their own making. Still don't like small talk. Anna teased, though her tone was cautious. Jason shook his head slightly. Never did. Anna softened. You've been quiet since returning. People are starting to fill in your silences with their own narratives. He looked out over the city. Let them. She moved closer. That won't protect the people you care about. Are you? Jason's jaw tightened. I'm not here to explain myself. Anna understood. The man had walls built of stone and silence. But behind those walls, she also saw something else. Guilt. Burden. Maybe even fear. I don't need your explanation, Jason, she said gently. But don't disappear again. This town may not say it, but it needs you. So do a few people you're not ready to face yet. He met her gaze finally, and for the first time, his silence didn't feel like refusal. It felt like agreement. Dash dash dash. Closing moments. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. As evening crept into port. Charles, a quiet moment unfolded at sunny Corinthos, penthouse. Christina was there, baby blanket in her lap, her emotions a tangle of hope and helplessness. Sonny sat beside her, calmer than he'd been in weeks. You doing okay, sweetheart? He asked. Christina nodded. Yeah, I'm just trying to be ready. To be a good mom. To not lose myself. Sonny placed a hand on hers. You don't have to be perfect. Just real. That baby's already lucky. And finally, at the Quartermain gatehouse, Willow stood outside the door, her fingers hovering over the handle. Inside, Michael laughed softly at something Wiley had said. She closed her eyes, took a breath, and knocked. The door opened. Michael's surprise melted into something soft, something like relief. Willow, he said, stepping aside. Come in. And just like that, in a day of broken truces and cautious healing, something quietly began again. Thanks for watching this video and please subscribe our GH News 24 YouTube channel for more update news.